You can imagine my face when I'm scrolling through eBay one evening and up pops up a listing of one guy selling a pair of these, like together, not on separate listings, as a pair together, two brand new cases. Now these were sealed as well in their packet. There's the packet here. And I've only just opened one of them just now. It's brand new, sealed, pristine condition, unused, not a single blemish, not a mark on it. Let me show you. Not a single mark, a blemish or anything, just absolutely pristine condition. So when these came up, I absolutely jumped on them. And do you know what? They weren't even that expensive. I think the guy could have doubled the price and I still would have bought it. Treble, I think I still would have bought them if the guy trebled the price, because I just know how rare these are. Now, as a Casio fan, the GM10 is a Casio watch that a lot of collectors will have in their collection or want in their collection. The black version, I would say you can get it online quite easily. Not in good condition, but it's available. But you try buying the light grey version, and they made these in very, very tiny numbers. This is my all-time favourite Casios, because I think what it is, being a Casio fan, if you went out for an evening meal, for example, and you wanted to wear an elegant watch, the last thing you really want to wear will be a black digital Casio watch on your wrist. It doesn't really scream sophisticated. It doesn't really scream elegance. It's just like a geeky watch. Now, you turn this case into a light grey and have a nice display. That adds an elegance now to wearing a digital watch. It's not your run-of-the-mill digital black watch. And that's what I really love about the GM10. That is a slight elegance there and a bit of sophistication when it comes to digital watches. So to get a one in pristine condition of one of these, like fully built, working, unused, you've got to spend over £1,000 which in dollars, what, $1,400. And very hard to push to find one. Anyway, but what I have here is two brand new cases, and we're going to build them. Now, the only problem with buying cases like this is they don't come with no buttons, no gasket, no glass, no module, no back plate, no straps. Just it is what it is. And that's why they're sat in the drawer for a long, long time, because I've been looking for at least the glass for it and the gasket. Just cannot find it anywhere. So what I've done was I've sourced another glass. Let me show you. I've sourced one of these. So this is from another model. This is from the GM10 or the AX. So GM10, and I think this shares the same glass with a GM30, GM20 as well, I think. But the only difference with the cream one is the original one had a cream, sort of a black line around the glass. It was a cream line. They just can't find them. So I'm going to make do with this one. And I genuinely do prefer the black glass inside here and the cream border. And that's the look I'm going to go for. So I'm going to slightly modify it. When I mean modify, I'm not going to change the shape of the glass because it fits in there pretty well. But I'm going to change how it looks because the parts are not available anymore. So instead of having a cream glass in there, I'm going to have the black version. And something you've got to be aware of as well, they come with a gasket which you squeeze into here. Now the problem is these crack along here when you put pressure on here, because this is a weak part. Now I've probably got 3 or 4 of these that are cracked. Let me get one and I'll show you. This is one that I recently glued. Now I put a bit of glue in here to hold it together, but that is where they split. They split all the way down here. Now the problem is when you put the gasket on, don't forget this plastic now is 45 years old. So it's not as strong as they used to be. So if you put a gasket and squeeze the glass in there, it pushes too much pressure on this part here and it just squeezes out. And over time, or straight away, you're going to start getting a little crack. Then that crack goes all the way through. I think this just pops off, this thing here. Oh, not now. So, yeah. So I've got a module, by the way. And I've also got, I've got everything for it. What I didn't have, by the way, was the buttons. Now, what I did find is I found out what other buttons this shares with this watch. And I took it. And it's actually from this watch here. So I took the buttons from here. And they fit and work perfectly in this. I have already tried them. They're actually there. Now, the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to fit this glass, but I'm going to make my own gasket out of silicone and fit it around to make it watertight, and it will look perfectly. And to be honest with you, I don't think anyone would notice any difference. So let's start the operation. We're only going to work on one of them. I'm going to do both watches, but at the moment I'm just going to work on one of them. I'm going to put this one away so it's nice and safe, and this is the one we're going to work on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the metal part off, which just comes off like that because they're only stuck down. And this part, by the way, is actually out of aluminium. It's got a little speaker cover there. See it? And the wording is absolutely perfect. So we're going to put that to one side. And now we're left with just the shell. Now, I don't want to put any marks on here or any abrasive stuff or when I'm leaning it down. So I'm going to put green frog tape on it. This is frog tape, and I'm going to put it all around here, and I'm going to show you what I do. So let's just cover it all first. Now, when you stick it on here, because this is frog tape, it grips it, but it doesn't damage anything. It's actually meant for decorating. So we're going to put that around here. So I'm going to build two of these, one for myself, and I'm going to wear it as my everyday watch. And if it gets damaged, it gets damaged. But I just really want to wear it. I think life's too short just to keep things just locked in a cupboard and just admiring it. Because I've got one in my thing at the moment. I actually might wear that one and keep this one. Well, I don't know yet. We'll see. I've not decided, but I'm actually doing this so I can wear it. So there's a motive there. So let's put this here. Now I'm going to show you how I'm going to make a new gasket for this, because I don't want to fit the gasket that you supply with the watch. So let's cover it all like this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some clear silicone, and I'm going to put some very faint line all around here, and I'm going to rest the new glass into it. I'm going to wait for that to dry, and then I'm going to get some new silicone, and I'm going to feed a black line around it, smooth it off, let that dry, and then we're going to come back to it. So this is what I'm going to use. It's just normal silicone. It's mold free as well, which is good. So I'm going to take the cap off here, and I'm going to spread a very thin bead. I'm going to put a very thin bead all the way around here, around the four sides, and then this glass will just fit inside, and hopefully it will dry. And after when it's fully dry, I'm going to put some black silicone all the way around. Actually, I've changed my mind. I'm going to use black instead. I think black will be better because it may shine through to the clear, and I don't want to mix two different colours. So all I'm going to do is open the cap, put a tiny bit on here, put it on there. But before I do that, what I need to do is, I think I need to put the glass on here. And let me zoom in. Rest it against there. And I think I should get a packer or something so I could make this central. Does that make sense? Just having a little think. I'll just put top on there because there's a little grill there and I don't want it have a little mix up and put it on the wrong way around. So I'm going to see if I can make a little packer first, and when I put that on there I can rest it against there and we have the same gap all the way around. So I'm going to measure the distance between here. Let's get this to 0. So what we got there, 18.57. Let me just write that down. 18.57. And we're going to measure the distance between this glass. 17.73. 17.73. So we've got 18.57, take away 17.73 gives us 0.84 divided by 2. So I need to find something that's 0.42 thick, and that's our part. Well, actually, what we need is 0.4. That's what we need. The first thing that comes to mind. Bloody perfect. So we're going to use this as a packer for one side. Just chop this down. So the light blue side is our packer. So let's just pop this here. And this was going to be the ends. I should imagine it'd be the same all the way around. Right, so this is our packers. And I'm just going to trial it out now. I don't want to keep putting the glass on there, taking it off all the time, because behind here is the black paint that holds all that. And I don't want to keep sliding it back and forth because it end up scratching. So let's put this on here. Let me zoom in for you. I do actually think the black glass looks better. It's got a little crease in there. Let me cut this in half. I actually think it looks better than the cream. Oh my god. So that's there. Let's slide that back, and hopefully now this should fit straight in there, nice and perfect. Look at that. Perfect fit. Wonderful. And these bits here should go on the side. No problem. Just try it out. Slide it over. Oh, look at that. Snug as a bug. Right, so that's perfect. So what we're going to do is now is take all that apart, put it the right way round. Actually, it's on the wrong way around now. And smear some of that black silicone inside round. So let's do that. I should have realistically put the buttons in first. Before I do that, I'm going to give this a little bit of a clean. A bit of a clean, a bit of a blow as well. Look at that, beautiful. Right, let me give this a proper clean. Beautiful. Right, let's rest that there upside down. Let's give this also a bit of a blow. If I can get my little blower. A bit of a wipe as well, just in case. So this is the top, because that's the grill there. And if we get this wrong, we're absolutely buggered. But I can see the grill through there. Hoping that's the grill anyway. Let's make sure. Yep, I can see a little hole. Right, let's put that down there. We've got a screwdriver. We've got the clean glass. Let's open the top of this. And I've never done this before, so this is my first time. I'm only going to put a little tiny weeny bit and just smear it on there. Let's see how we get on. Hope I don't get this wrong and muck it up. I'm hoping that there's a 7-minute drying time for this. So that's all done, I think. I don't want to put too much on there. I think anyway. Because when you squash it, you don't want it to start coming onto the glass. I think actually that's enough. Right, I think that's okay. So let me just wipe my gloves. Let's put this hopefully that would all dry. Then we can pull these bits out. In fact, I could probably pull these out now, you know, to get some air to it. Just a bit of pressure on there. Yeah. Let that dry off and then we come back to it. It's top. It looks all central to me. Let's leave it there and let's give it some drying time and come back to it. Right, it's been a few hours and it looks like it's all sealed quite well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fill that gap in there with some black mastic, and I'm going to use this little tool and I'm going to scrape it all the way around and hopefully it'll give it a nice finish. We hope anyway. Right, so I've got this. I've got my bit of paper just to protect all the area. I've got some tissue as well to wipe off any excess. Let me get my bin over. This is my first time too, so it's the first time I'm doing this, so don't judge me. So to make it more easier for myself, I'm going to just squeeze by pushing my thumb in here. Just some of this here. And stick it there. And I'm going to... I'm going to give it a go. Hopefully this is going to be good. So I'm going to zoom in for you. So we can do it together. So we're going to do this. I suppose we just got to stick it in this gap here. Let me just wipe that excess off. Now, is this all covered? Let's have a little look. No. Now that looks all covered to me. Let me just take some of this excess off. Then I can have a proper little look. I mean, I'm not going to worry about anything, the excess over the sides, because that would all just come off with a tape. I'm going to just take a bit of the majority of it off. La, 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 la. Actually, I think it looks okay, you know. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just, so I'm just going to spray a bit on my finger. This is very liquid. It's like a smoothing agent. Right, just got on my finger. Let me just blow this away. Just to dry it. Let me just give this a little bit of a blow. Hold on. Again. Right, it's now the next morning and it's dried pretty nice, it's all solid. I'm not sure if I can do with another layer, I don't know, it seems a little bit bitty, but you know, it's okay. If you put it under strong light, you do notice slight bitterness around here. But let's put the buttons on now. Before I do that, I'm going to protect this and I'm going to put some of this tape on there. So I don't want to put any marks on this, so we're going to very lightly just put it there and very lightly stick it. I should have really put the buttons on first. Very naughty. Right, so we're going to protect it like that, and I'm going to fit these buttons I've got here. So first we're going to insert these here. And this one. So the way I fit these clips in is, so the button's in here. I'm going to level the button shank part there with the case. I'm going to get a little circlip, rest it on here. These are very tricky to get these on. As you can see, and when it's on like that, I'm going to just line it up and then push it on, and that's it. And let's do the other one. Right, that's it. Marvellous. So let's push all these back. All the buttons in it, they all move beautifully. Now, let me just fish these little black things out. Now let's get the module, slide it in there, and let's see if everything works. Here's the module. Let's put it up the right way around, so there's a speaker on it, which is there. And that should just clip into that place. There's a little clip on the bottom. And that should just slide in. And that button should all work. Marvellous. Let me just take this off and have a little look. It's good. So before I do that, I'm going to put the cover on, which is here. And then I'm going to take the back of it off. I'm going to give this a little bit of a polish first. Let me just get my little polishing thing. What you want is just back and forth a few times on this. That's good. I'll just give it a few more times. Yeah, that'll do. It's just a little quick polish. We've got the rubber seal around there, which is pretty good. Marvellous. Let's take this off gently. All I hear is alarms going off in this place. Right, so that's there. I'm going to put a little dabble of this around here so I can hold this back on. Let me just turn this game thing off. Right, so let me just put a tiny bit of this with just this. All I want is just a tiny little bit, just to grip it in place, that's all. I just wipe this away. I think it looks so much better with the black screen. That looks good. That should just hold there in place. It's quite strong anyway, it's just over time the glue has come undone. So when I was messing around with it, this metal thing just fell off. And the last thing I want to do when I'm wearing it is to fall off. Right, now let's put some straps on. These are the actual original straps for this particular watch, and they're in really good condition. Even though they're very, very old, they are in very good condition. So I'm going to reuse these. The problem with these type of watches, getting parts for them now is very, very hard. So sometimes you've got to make do what you got to do. Right, let me put these straps on. Just need to make sure that because this is in pristine condition is not to mark it anywhere. So I lower the spring, I locate it in the pin hole, push it right back, hold it in position, and then get this, lower the pin, then push it back. They're quite stiff sometimes because I'll show you in a minute on the next one. They're quite stiff because of this. So all this part here rests inside there all snugly. So you just got to mess around with it and put it in. Same thing again. These are also the original pins as well. Look at that. How beautiful this watch looks. And what's great about this watch is we've just rescued it. So it's been in the drawer for many, many years. Well, can't remember when I bought these. I don't think it was many years ago, but it's been a while. And we put fresh new buttons on, fresh glass, which is brand new, the glass straps I used. Everything is new on this watch now. Well, you know, within reason. But we just rescued one of the Casio's most beautiful Casios. Just notice this little blob bubble thing there, you see it? See it there in the glass? So annoying, just that little bit. So when I do the next one, I've got to find a way to avoid that ever coming up again. I'm going to go through the features of the watch. A good thing about this watch as well is this, look. So if you press there, now it doesn't show the year, so the date, it doesn't show the exact year, so you can have this watch anytime because that's the month and that's the date, and that's Saturday today. That's how you get the date. Now this is the time, and by the way, this is a game watch. I mean, obviously you know it's there, but so this is the time mode, and if you press this button here, this is the alarm, and to test the alarm, you press this button here. And here, if you press this button here, you turn your hourly signal on, and your alarm on and off. The next one is stopwatch, chronograph. Now, as it moves like this, you can see the Space Invaders doing a little theatrical thing. And the next one is the most important. This is the game. This is the enemy, and this is you, and you can move up and down and you can shoot. So let's start the game. Yay! And that's it. So that's you there, and you just got to shoot them when they're coming through. And that's it. That's the game. a beautiful watch, eh? So when I do the glass on the next one, because I've got two of these, I'm going to find a different way. That little bubble little thing there really annoys me now. Yeah, but it is what it is. I mean, quite lucky to have one of these, so let's not grumble. And I do have another one. Let me show you it. Hold on, let me show you it. In fact, let me just take you there. I'll take you. There's the other one there, and you see it's got the cream glass. Let me show you the one next to it. Let's see if we put it next to it. This is the black one. I actually think it looks better in black. In the same case as well, this is the AX1, and we've got the AX5, and they made another two versions. So you've got GM10, you've got GM20, GM30, GM40. GM40 you would never find, and if you do, it's a few grand. And there we are. What a beautiful piece. How can you not love Casio? Thanks for watching. Goodbye.